going to carry on now with our playthrough of Wrath of Ashardalon. A couple of things I forgot to do at the last video. One of those things is when Vistra got attacked by the human cultist, it causes one unpoisoned. I took the one hit point off, but I didn't put the poison token on. Okay, so that's that one thing done. Also, another point that I forgot to cover was that when the oh dear Lord, what's it called? When the gibbering mouther attacked, because I was stupid enough to change my mind and go from this tile to that tile, it attacks all characters. So Vistra and Athrogate should have been attacked as well. So let us move these over for a second. And that card can go because it's been used. Right, so first of all, Vistra. The gibbering mouther is a +8 attack and it causes 1 and dazed. Vistra has an 8 armor class of 16, and that's 17 again. So it's another 1, and sorry, that's Thorgrim. Got the wrong one. So not only is she now poisoned, she also loses another health point, but she's poisoned and dazed. Here we're doing well. Next, Athrogate. Now we didn't bring out Snort when we should have been rolling this, so I'm not running for Snort. So it's just Athrogate, and that's a 3. That's not done anything at all to Athrogate, so that's fine and dandy. He's okay up to a point. Now another thing I should have done first at the end of Athrogate's turn was to do with this curse. I should have rolled a die at the end of my hero phase, and if I'd have rolled a +10, I'd have discarded that card. That's what I should have done. Because I didn't, I'm not going to do it now. I forgot about it. So that was my own fault, so I'm going to try and remember for the next turn, which begins now. It's Thorgrim's turn. Thorgrim is here. He's not dazed. Now, what can I do? What can I do? I'm going to use Healing Strike. I'm going to step forward slightly. I'm going to attack the gibbering mouther. It's a +8 attack. The gibbering mouther has an armor class of 14, so we need at least 7, and we get 10. So that's the gibbering mouther done. But not only do we get 3 experience, but according to the card, if you hit, choose one hero within one tile of you. That hero gains 1 hit point, which is nice. And Vistra seems to be the worse off at the moment, so Vistra can have one of her hit points back. So she is not too bad. So we have 4 experience already. What I really need to do now is using Thorgrim Move. He has a speed of 5. He can't really go anywhere, but we're going to try 1, 2, 3. We're going to try that for reasons. I've not a clue why I decided on that approach, but that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to move across to there because I don't want him ending. I forgot about this Walls of Magma. The last thing I want to be doing is going adjacent to walls. So that's Thorgrim's turn almost over with. What I need to do is draw an encounter card, and this encounter is Pit. It's a hazard. Attack each hero on the active hero's tile. It's a +10 attack. Okay, place the Pit token on the active hero's tile. So I just need to look for the Pit token, which is that. Any hero on this hazard's tile falls into a deep pit and cannot move. And place it there. Okay, so it says here, attack each hero on the active hero's tile. It's a +10 attack and it causes 2 damage, and place the hero on this card. Alrighty then. 3, 4. We can't get away from it, so we're going to have to do it. So, first of all, Thorgrim, as it was his turn, +10 attack. We want less than 6. We got 12. So he comes across and stays on that card. Next we have Vistra. And Thorgrim also loses 2 hit points. So we'll do that now. And next we have Vistra. She has a armour class of 17. We need less than 7. 14. Of course she's going to get hit. So Vistra joins Thorgrim in the pit and loses 2 hit points. The hit point that she just regained and 1 extra. So it's a good job he actually healed her for that point, isn't it? So now, the heroes on this card at the start of his or her hero phase roll a die. On a 10+, place that hero on the pit's tile, otherwise the hero skips his or her hero phase. So there we are. That goes with that. So, who is it next? It is Bruenor Battlehammer. Let's see what Bruenor can do. Well, he's dazed, so he can't really do much. So he still has the stance card on this one. So there's a +2 bonus to armour class. 1 adjacent monster. Well, he can move or attack. Well, all they can really do is move. So he's going to move, and he's going to move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all he can do. He doesn't turn over another card. He's no longer in charge of a monster, so he has an encounter card to deal with. That encounter, oh god. Attack each hero within 1 tile of the active hero. After the attack, each sentry monster in play moves 1 tile towards the closest tile with an unexplored edge. Now, I don't think we have anything that's a sentry, but we have 2 attacks at a +8, 1 on not Vistra, one on Thorgrim, sorry, Bruenor. It's a plus 18, so it's an 18 armour class, and the attack is plus 8, so we want less than 10. And we get 14. Oh joy. So guess what? He's dazed again. Fantastic. Next attack is on Athrogate. He has a armour class of 14, so he wants less than 6. We have 16, so Athrogate is dazed. And Snort, I think, does Snort get attacked? I don't think he does. The only class is a hero for the purpose of monster tactics. Okay, so it's not to do with the trap, so don't do that with this, because this isn't a monster tactic. So that's it for that card. And now it's Vistra's turn. Nothing much Bruenor could do. So Vistra now comes along and roll a die. That's what I need to do first off. I need to roll a die, and I need to roll above 10 to get back on the board. And I get 10. 10 plus, yeah, I roll 10 plus that hero, place a hero on the pits tile. So you place the hero on the pits tile. Okay. It also says poisoned. Take 1 damage at the start of your hero phase, and that 1 damage, unfortunately, should have happened while she was in the pit, but she's down. Nothing she could do. We remove those. She's no longer poisoned, she's no longer dazed, she's just no longer conscious. So that's it for her turn. However, her human cultist and her Legion Devil will do something interesting. Legion Devil first. If the Legion Devil is within 1 time of a hero, it moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks with a sword. So the closest hero, I would say, would be any of them. But I think Bruenor Battlehammer would be the better one, as he has the most hit points available to him. So it's an attack of plus 11 against a armour class of 18. We want at least, at the most, 6. And we get 7. Which takes us up to 18. Which equals his armour class, and therefore causes damage. So, was not a good round for everybody really. Now the Vistra's human cultist turn. If the cultist is within 1 time of a hero, it moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks with a poison dagger. Otherwise the cultist moves 1 tile toward the closest hero. He's not within 1. Even though Vistra is on here, it doesn't class as being a hero because she's not actually conscious. So he can't attack her, so he'll move on to her. And in fact, I'll move that one to the and put in the I should really have put it in the middle there, so readjusting, I should have put it in the middle there. It doesn't make any difference really with this turn. In fact, it doesn't make any difference. I'll go back to my original thing. It doesn't make any difference because she ended up on the and got wiped out, so it's not caused anything different to happen, so I'll leave it next to the wall. But ordinarily you keep away from walls. So both monsters are done, and that is it. She doesn't draw an encounter card because, well, she's dead. Well, not dead, but next turn she comes back to life again. I don't think she draws an encounter card. Let me know if I'm wrong on that one. Okay, now it's Athelgate's turn. And I'm going to place that there so I remember it. Don't forget also we have Snort. Now what I need to do is so I'm just going to play Cracker again. It's a +6 attack, causes 1 damage. On a hit, well, on a hit it actually just takes it out because it's only got 1 hit point. So we are talking -4. So it's an attack of 2 against a armour class of 16, so we want 14 at least, and we get a 7. Oh joy. So that's that. He's not moved because he's dazed. You take a roll a die at the end of your hero phase. Well, it's the end of my hero phase now, so I'll roll a die, and I want at least at least 10, and I get a 9. Oh joy! I'm still struggling with that terrifying raw curse. Now it's Snort. He will go and it's a +5 attack against an armour class of, again, 16. We want at least 11, and we get a 2. Snort is just as useful as everybody else in this game. Oh well, never mind. Nothing much is happening, unfortunately. We have 1 trapped dwarf, we have 1 unconscious dwarf, we still have 2 healing surges. I forgot to mention those earlier, I think. We have 2 healing surges. We haven't used any yet, but we will be using our first one in our next turn to bring Vistra back to life. But on our next round we're back to Thorgrim in the hope that he gets out of the pit and can cause some damage. But until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.